How's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. And today's topic, I want to discuss with you postal retirement and how to maximize your benefit if you are a postal worker and you are looking to prepare for retirement. Now, this is more designated for the individual that is nearing the end of their retirement stage. So maybe they're over the age of 50. They understand they have about 5, 10, 15 years left before they want to actually start pulling out money and utilizing that for income. This is definitely going to be most valuable to you guys. Now, just to kind of help reiterate the kind of what postal workers are given for retirement is they're typically allowed some sort of pension plan. So you have an individual that works for the Postal Service, and through the federal agency is their employer. Now the federal agency gives this individual, depending upon how many years of service that they worked for that company, they're going to give them a type of pension income, and they call it an annuity, so it might be like the FERS annuity or a CSRS annuity. But essentially what this is right when this person hits X amount of years of service, or they're over the age of 59 and a half, they could essentially be eligible for a specific amount of that pension income that would come to them. Now, the amount of money that they placed into the Social Security system will also provide a Social Security benefit, just like any other American, that basically placed money into the Social Security system, that they're going to be receiving Social Security benefits. So with those two options, this individual already has the pension income that will come to him. That would be just like a retirement check that's coming to that person without them having to work, and then the Social Security income that would be coming to them without them having to work. This video is really important because what I want to do is show you ways on how to maximize your benefit through the third aspect, the third benefit of being a postal worker for retirement. And that's through something known as your TSP, your Thrift Savings Plan. Now, your Thrift Savings Plan acts very similar to a 401k account, except for this is set up for federal employees. Essentially what happened was this individual was working for the company. They were taking contributions. They were placing it into essentially a bucket. So this is a bucket designated for retirement, known as a TSP account. The employer, the federal agency, was also placing money into that bucket. And what would determine whether or not this bucket was going to grow or was going to go down at the end of the year was not how much money you placed in there, but how well the specific mutual funds performed within that bucket. So you might see something like a G fund or an S fund within these types of accounts, an L fund, whatever it is regarding those TSP accounts, but understand they're tied to certain types of mutual funds that would perform based upon the market, based upon however well those mutual funds did. So that's why in 2008 you have a lot of individuals that were very upset because they had TSP accounts. They had this portion of money, and maybe they had it at $500,000. Then at the end of 2008, now they were only looking at it at $200,000 or at $1 million. And then after 2008, they were looking at $500,000. So there was a big negative. There was a big drop because of the market that significantly impacted these TSP accounts. So once you hit, whether you stop working for that specific employer, you stop becoming, that postal worker, and you essentially have this TSP account that's sitting on the sidelines, you guys have certain rights of that TSP monies where you could roll it over or transfer it into a type of IRA contract. And what we could do is place certain types of guarantees and certain benefits on that IRA contract to make sure that it's correlating specifically to your retirement goals. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, if you stopped working, if you severed employment at that federal agency, if you received it, you took another job elsewhere, and this was sitting on the sidelines, you're eligible for it. Also, if you hit age 59 and a half, you hit something known as an age-based in-service withdrawal, in-service transfer, where after the age of 59 and a half, you could essentially take what's in your TSP account and you could roll it over and transfer it into a type of IRA contract. Or if you're basically, let's say you're in your 60s and you retired, you're deemed retired through the federal agency, then they would also allow you to roll over or transfer that money into an IRA contract as well. Well, what's so important about this IRA contract? What exactly does it do that's so much better than the TSP account? Well, with the TSP account, you fall victim to something known as reverse dollar cost averaging, RDCA. And what this does is anytime that you have your money invested in some sort of mutual funds within that TSP account, you have mutual fund related fees that are associated with that TSP account. On top of it, you have admin fees. You have specific thrift savings plan fees that are associated with that type of TSP account. You might have an advisor. You might be going to a wealth accumulation specialist, and a financial advisor is going to try to recommend some options on how to choose those different TSP funds. So that advisor might be charging you a type of advisor fee or a wrap fee. So on average, you might have the mutual fund related fees going to be about 1%. You have the different TSP miscellaneous fees and advisor fees at about 1%. So before your account does anything, before the mutual funds actually perform and do anything, you're already minus 2% in the hole. So that means that the mutual funds perform 2%, well then your account would have just broke even. Which, when you have a long time horizon, that's not such a bad thing. But when you're looking to essentially preserve this account and make sure that you could get to that finish line, get from point A to point B successfully, and make sure that you have a significant amount of money that will reduce those negatives, you could do that by preserving it and rolling it over into a specifically designed IRA contract. And this is the IRA contracts that we work with on a daily basis with individuals that have TSP accounts, especially those postal retirement employees. So we already understand that there's this possible negative. Well, there's always going to be a negative because of the mutual fund related fee. Another negative possibly because of the advisor fee or the TSP related fees. The third negative, which is the most important one, is downward market loss. If you had $1 million in your TSP account and the market decided to do what it did back in 2008, the average portfolio lost 57%. Let's just say if it lost 50% that year. Well, your $1 million would go down to $500,000. On top of that, you still have to pay the TSP related fee and the mutual fund related fee. So let's just say if you had an account, let's just say you had an even account, it was $100,000 in your TSP account, and let's say the market did a 10% drop 10% in a given year, which is a very realistic scenario. You would have went down 10%, you would have had to pay the fee of 1% and then the fee of 1%. So you would be down 12% that year. If you just look at a very easy example, if you took an account and let's say that this account lost 50%, then it gained 50%. In year one, it lost 50%. In year two, it gained 50%. And you had $100,000. What is it going to be after year two? And you probably look at it, oh, it lost 50, it gained 50. It's going to be back at 100,000, right? And the answer is no. The answer is that is wrong. Because when you lose 50%, when you lose percentages, or when you have any sort of negatives that could possibly hinder your TSP accounts, it eliminates that worry-free retirement aspect. It eliminates that confidence in retirement because let's say you drop 50%, well then your account would be down to $50,000. If it went up 50%, then your account is sitting at $75,000. So even though on paper it lost 50, gained 50, you would have had an average of 0%, right? No, you would have lost $25,000 in that scenario. So with the IRA contracts that I'm talking about, there's certain ways that you could designate these types of contracts for a safe accumulation. You could make sure that the amount of money that gets gained into your account is linked to stock market indexes that increase. They give you a gain whenever the market goes up. Whenever the market goes down, you have a preservation, you have a safety net of 0% floor. So if the market's doing this number, your type of IRA index account will increase when the market goes up, flatline when the market goes down. Increase when the market goes up, flatline when the market goes down. Increase when it goes up, flatline when it goes down. Increase when it goes up. You would have started over here, you would have ended over here. The other scenario would have started over here. You would have went through all that volatility and possibly your account would have ended over there. Now, it's not so much the gain aspect of it. It's just the power of compound interest and reducing all the negatives. So with these types of IRA contracts, there's no mutual fund related fees. There's no advisor fees. There's no miscellaneous TSP related fees because we're rolling it over into an IRA contract. And most importantly, we're eliminating that downward market loss potential because you have a 0% floor. There's a secondary aspect that a lot of people like to utilize with these IRA contracts, and that's for something known as an income rider. So kind of like how the postal workers are given a pension plan, right, through either the FERS or the CSRS Annuity. That's specific income. That's specific lifetime income money that's coming to them. So this is going to be the pension, right? The second source is going to be Social Security income. That's another lifetime income stream, a lifetime income source that's coming to them. Well, there's a way that you could take the TSP account, and let's say if you're getting out of your pension, let's say you're getting $30,000 per year, and then out of Social Security you're getting another $30,000 per year. But then all you need is, and this is obviously $60,000, but you want to make sure that you have $80,000 that's coming to you for retirement income. If you have a bucket of, let's say, $500,000 in your TSP account, there's a way that you could roll over a portion of it into a safe, consistent IRA contract, and then another portion of it into an IRA contract that grows safely and consistently, but has an income rider over it as well. So what this does is it takes your TSP money, and let's say if you have a gap of $20,000, what we try to do is show you ways on how we leverage every single contract, every single strategy in your specific state, in your specific area, based upon your age to produce the most optimal result. So in that scenario, maybe out of that $500,000, maybe you only need to leverage $300,000 to go into that specific IRA contract with an income rider, while the other $200,000 is sitting in something that's pure liquid cash or something that would just gain consistently, and you're reducing the negatives at all times. So what you're doing is you're taking something that you have restrictions, something that you only really have these couple of options with your TSP account, and you're creating benefits that correlate specifically to your goals. And we do this through a planning system known as the Retire Sharp planning system. And this is what we deemed in-house. No other carrier has this. No other company has this. We are an independent agency, so it allows us to go through over hundreds upon hundreds of different companies, hundreds upon hundreds of different contracts, and multiple strategies, safe money strategies, so that you could have the most optimal result. On average, when someone calls our 1-800 number, it's 1-800-566-1002, they call us up and they say, hey, listen, I'm a postal worker. I have a retirement plan. I'm a little bit interested in seeing what can I do to leverage my TSP account or my other retirement account in there and essentially roll it over. I've already hit attained age. I'm over the age of 59 and a half, or I severed employment, so I have access to this money to roll it over. What exactly are my options? And our specialists are going to ask you a slew of questions, multiple questions to get your brain thinking of seeing what is the most important goals for your specific situation, and is there a specific gap there? If there's not a gap there, then there's no need to change anything. If there is a gap there, which majority of the times there are, we try to show you, we go on average over 1,200 different scenarios for each person that calls into our office, and then we give the top 3 recommendations off of those products, strategies, and all those scenarios to make sure that with pure certainty, whatever portion of money that you're leveraging within these types of IRA contracts, that it's set up properly, and you have that peace of mind so that, if max income is one of your goals, you will have your pension income coming to you, your Social Security income coming to you, and this IRA contract income that's coming to you on a lifetime basis that kind of acts like a personal pension plan for all peace of mind. Let's say if lifetime income or maximization income that's not your most important goal. Maybe you just want to see consistent growth within your accounts. Then that's obviously an entirely different goal that goes through entirely different parameters and entirely different structures to make sure that you're having the most optimal result. So, there's so many different ways to skin that cat. I just want you guys to really understand that you do hold the power, you do hold the leverage, but the worst thing that you could do is just go into it blindly. You want to be educated, you want to make sure that you're dealing with a company that deals with these things on a daily basis. And that's one of the things that we have a lot of national volume that comes in every single day. And this is why we implemented 24/7 customer services to handle all that volume that's coming in. We are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We've always had very good reviews. We've never had any complaints, and it's because of this methodical process that we deemed in-house as the Retire Sharp planning system. Please feel free to give us a call. It's 1-800-566-1002. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you can have access to the most updated videos. We try to put up about 3 to 5 videos a week to make sure that you're as current with the best strategies out there, the best product lines out there, making sure that you could have pure confidence in retirement. So understand, retirement is one of these things. It could be very exciting when done correctly. It could be terrifying when doing it the wrong way, but you just want to make sure that you're educated the right way, and you're doing your due diligence to make sure that you could maximize your specific retirement benefit. All right, guys, thank you so much. Once again, my name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. Look forward to speaking with you myself, or, obviously when calling in, you can speak to myself or one of my representatives, and, we are standing by the phones, and just feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you have access to the most updated videos. Thanks, guys.